Sports fans, welcome to another week of the San Diego Prep Insider Football Show. We are here at Kearny because the Comets are the #1 thing happening in Division IV football. We're a little crowded on the camera today, but we're going to make it work. I am Christian Pedersen. This is Tommy Morris. That's Noah Laxina. You guys want to go down the line and introduce yourselves?
Xavier Tate, D'Amico Hill, Hayden Lundy, Kenyon Williams,
Anthony Brilhanti.
You don't have to remember all those names. All you have to know is that these guys are really, really good at football. They got a W last Friday. They're on the roll this year. Big things are happening. Before we get to that, guys, we got to go through the normal stuff. We got to start with the top 10. Tommy, there's not too much change at the top, but there's some change at the bottom. You want to hit us with it?
There is, yeah. Our top 10 for this week. Number 10 is Mira Mesa. Number 9, Mission Hills. 8 is Eastlake. 7, Helix, still in our top 10, even though they've had a tough schedule to start the year. Number 6 is San Marcos. 5 is Saints. Madison is number 4. Cathedral Catholic at number 3. 2 is Lacoste Canyon, which means number 1 is still Torrey Pines.
Dirty Birds, man, they are rolling this year. They keep looking good, but the difference though between 1 and 4, 1 and 5,
no difference.
Very, very close, including one of our voters trying desperately to just troll the mathematics of this all and putting Cathedral at 1 and LCC at 2 and Torrey at 3 and Madison at 4, and we're not going to let the math throw it all off, but
I'll tell you who it was though.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not the one that isn't here and that lives at Cathedral.
Sure
no, that's definitely not him at all.
Could have been anyone.
So guys, the next thing we do on this show is we talk about a little bit of game balls. We give everyone a chance to shout out from the last week. Noah, you wanna hit us first with the game balls?
Yeah, for sure. For my game balls, first I want to give a game ball to Jared Desmond from Olympian. He is number 5 in the nation right now for tackles, 4.2 GPA. Had a great game against Hilltop last weekend. He doesn't get a lot of recognition, but he should because he's a great football player.
Noah, I'm gonna put you on the spot. Who is a better defensive player from Olympian, you or Jared?
No comment. The same. The same. We look the same too. We're
That's racist, yo. I'm just kidding.
Right.
I'm just kidding.
Then I got Sean Poma, monster game against Helix in a battle of running back versus running back with Noah from Helix. His team dominated. He secured the win with some brutal runs, some of the most toughest runs I've ever seen in a big time game. So I got to give Sean Poma the ball, RBU game ball. And then Crawford, shout out to Crawford, man. They had a comeback win against San Isidro, had a tough goal line stand at the end of the game. That shows all the work they put in the offseason to get better. And Crawford, you know, they're a big surprise, but it's not because the coach does a great job down there getting the players ready, and they've really produced. And then I got Saints, San Augustine. Shout out to Coach Pomado. A whole bunch of great Saints defense. They're going to be on the up and coming. A lot of people had questions because Coach Sanchez left, but Saints is here, and you know Saints is going to be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised to make open division, and that's a big shout out to their defense because their defense contributed a lot.
Best defense in the county?
Best defense in the county.
All right, there we go. Tommy, game balls from you.
Game balls, I'm going to start with, you know, the Super Mario Brothers, the Super Libbert brothers over at Lacoste Canyon. Both had kick returns for touchdowns. That's pretty cool. Got to be cool for mom and dad to see that. Samuel Scape III at St. Augustine, 134 receiving yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, we gotta coordinate these because we can't give game balls to both sides of Saints. That's just too much attention.
They earned it.
They had a good week.
Yeah, from not in the top 10 to climbing up into that top 5. All right, fair enough.
Nathan Barnett had a very efficient day for Steel Canyon. He had 8 carries for 88 yards and 4 touchdowns, so basically scored half the time he had the ball. It's pretty good. And Hassan Spurl and Jacob Galinda from Mar Vista, pair of running backs, they combined for 296 yards and 5 touchdowns.
Fair enough.
Wow. He was playing Madden.
All right, guys, I'm going to start with some smaller schools for the game ball. Number 1 is Francis Parker. Another shutout win. That's, I mean, they got a Stanford commit punter who's the quarterback, so maybe you're not thinking a lot coming from that team this year.
But one of the best long snappers.
They just they keep winning and they keep winning big. So very impressive there. Another goose egg because I like talking about shutouts. Eastlake 35-0 over a very good Grossmont team. I think that Eastlake that wins-loss record might be a little off because of that loss to Torrey. Like, that's a really, really strong quality team there.
Shout out Romico.
Shout out Romico. Thank you, by the way, for letting me take over RBU last week. It felt good to be talking that a little bit. Game ball to University City, 69 points is always impressive. But then you want to talk about a real power move. Coach Price walking straight from the field over to his girlfriend to ask her to marry him. She said yes, only because you won with 69 points. Any less than that and we wouldn't have gotten married. I'm just kidding. I'm just, yeah. So, you know, that's a big one. And then Mission Hills, I got to give a huge shout out. I mean, that team was playing with heavy hearts on Friday night, and they got that dub. I don't like to always say that there's bigger meanings to sports sometimes, but sometimes you just got to go, wow, like that was the right win to happen at the right time. In my last game ball, I want to give out to these guys. Huge performance on both sides of the ball on Fridays. You guys took care of business against Mater Dei. Couple of pick sixes, even though one of them got called back. It still was a pick six, let's be real. Big offensive side. So guys, just kind of go down the line and tell us a little bit about, you know, what last week and just what all this season has kind of been, because things seem like they're working real well.
Yeah, it definitely started in the summer. We definitely became as a new team and kind of build a bond together, and it started from there, from the weight room to the film to even school. Now we're just one big happy family. You know, when you act like it, you play like it. Definitely.
Yeah, just playing for each other every week. You know, putting all out there and just balling out.
We're definitely growing closer as a family, and last week's practice was spectacular, so that obviously showed up in the game.
Another thing is, like he said, in the summer, we started preaching having an elite mindset. So last week was a very big game, so we just had to go in, have an elite mindset, and just do what we did.
Oh, you got something you're trying to show us? Oh, look at that! Look at that! That's
Elite mindset.
That's sick. That's what's up. We might need some of those.
Hey, get you on
Elite mindset.
And get you on elevating productivity.
Raising standards, elevating productivity. That's a little bit of a mouthful compared to elite mindset, but I like that.
So far for us, I think it's all about our mindset, because we don't think about who's going to win or lose. It's all about who's going to compete more.
You know, we have a young O-line, so like they're rallying around each other. A lot of them, it's their first year starting varsity. So, you know, we just have to come together. You know, we got to play smart.
And you're not on the Kearny. Sorry, I'm trying to transition into this next. So, yeah, no, don't worry. No, we're getting those shirts. We're getting those shirts added to the stack. You guys want to do a little game predictions with us? You feel confident making some choices? All right. First one, just because they're both really interesting stories this year, and we like to cover a little bit of everybody. We got Coronado going out to Mountain Empire. Now, if you are on Twitter at all, you've met Coach Hines.
Yes.
He likes to describe every Friday night as a street fight. And that has yielded a 3-1 Coronado. So, you know, from a tough first season at the helm last year to this year, it seems like things are changing. You guys know a thing or two about that. So the thing is, though, Mountain Empire, biggest win in school history this year when they beat San Ysidro. First time they've beaten a school with 3,000 kids or more. So seems like a pair of small schools really hungry for a big win. So Tommy, we'll start with you and we'll work our way over.
I'm going to go with Coronado. This is going to be a street fight, just like Coach Hines always says. I think it's going to go all 12 rounds. I think it's going to be a really close one, but I think Coronado will edge them out in the fourth quarter.
Okay, Noah?
I'm going to go Coronado. Shout out to Coach Hines, what he does, what he's doing for that program, changing that mindset each and every week, making everybody more physical each and every down. Got to get this.
I hear some rumbling over here. We got a pick?
Yeah, I feel like I'm going with the underdogs, mainly because we were underdogs last week in our game, and we came through, you know, our ability. Feels like a team to make it happen. So
you got Mountain Empire?
I think Mountain Empire will make it happen this week.
There you go, Mountain Empire. They're getting a little love. We'll get to all you guys as we get to the different games. Oh man, this one's a tough one because Mountain Empire throws it a little bit, Coronado runs it a little bit, so it's opposing styles meeting up.
Street fight.
I mean, yes, that's not your line though. You can't hit that line too hard.
Gotta cover it.
And we don't want to fight with you, no matter what picks we make, Coach.
No interest in fighting, Coach. I think I would die.
Guys, next one, Valley Center at RBV. Let's just point out something when we talk about RBV. Dorian Richardson, top 5 in the nation right now for rushing yards, 895 yards through 4 games.
We had last year we had Brenton. He was first in rushing.
Exactly.
One game he had like 500 yards.
That's crazy.
So you guys know a thing or two about rushing yards. You know what that can do for an offense, but at the same time, Valley Center's not far behind. You know, they've got a team that has, I think they're close to 490, 500 yards as a team rushing. So this one seems like it would be on the ground. Could Valley Center's quarterback play be the factor? Is Dorian Richardson too hard to stop? Noah, we'll start with you.
First, shout out to Dorian Richardson. He's having an amazing season, but I'm going to have to go Valley Center in this one in a close game.
Okay.
I'm going to go Valley Center.
Tommy.
I'm going to go Valley Center too, and I think they do a pretty good job against the run. I'm going to say pretty good job. I mean, hold them to like 100 yards and not 200. But yeah, I got Valley Center in this one.
You guys are crazy picking against one of the best running backs in the nation, because that means controlling the clock. That means controlling the ball. We've met Dorian, we've had him on RBU, and that guy is huge. He is thick. He runs through people. There's no left or right there. So I'm going with RBV, especially since it is at home. Move down the line here.
I'm going RBV too.
Is that kind of a group consensus?
I got RBV.
Really, even from the quarterback, you're biased toward, you like running. Oh, of course you like. What am I saying? You like just, oh, here, take it, run. Go have that score.
He loves that one.
Next one we got, guys, Oceanside at La Costa Canyon. LCC is in that top 5, but let's be real. Anytime Oceanside steps on that field, it's a throwdown. That is a real legitimate fight. Tommy, we'll start with you.
I'm going to stick with LCC. It's a team that we could possibly see be our #1 team in the county at some point this season. I like the Lippert brothers. I like what they got going on both sides of the ball. Go LCC.
Fair enough. Noah.
I want to shout out Oceanside first. Even though they're not in our top 10, they're still a very good team. They're going to make it competitive against anybody they play, and I really think this is going to be a close one. But I still got LCC. They've had too much experience this year. It seems like one of those years where LCC could go all the way, so I'm going to go LCC.
Are you going to call them the team of destiny?
No.
No, okay, not quite at that point.
I love LCC, but not yet.
Not quite at that point. I'll agree with your sentiment that Oceanside, they make it tough for whoever. They are in every single game. They could go 3-7 and be in the D1 playoffs and make it to a semifinals with what they have this year and all that talent. But LCC, oh man, that LCC Torrey game in a couple weeks, that's going to be huge. And I think both those teams are going to be going in undefeated to it. You guys think Underdog's going to get this one? Because I heard you talk about Underdogs earlier this week, but let's go down the line. What do you got?
I got LCC in a close game.
LCC in a close game too.
Fair enough. Well, let's keep going, guys, because the big games are gonna. There's a ton of them this week. We got Helix Saints. Now I'm gonna start with this one. I got a lot of looks here. Like I was crazy when I said that Saints defense is just too nasty. Now I'll admit I was wrong about Saints earlier in the season. I didn't put them in my top 10. Begrudgingly, I have started to admit that they're a little bit better than I thought they would be. They're a team that is ahead of schedule.
Yeah, definitely.
I say they win 10-7. Tommy.
1-4 doesn't sound like Helix, but I think it might happen. I'm going to go with Saints as well. Great sophomore running back again. Just like you said, they're ahead of schedule. I thought this team, when in 2 years, will be the best team in the county. And they're looking like it right now too. So I'm going to ride the hot hand here. Go Saints.
Fair enough. Noah?
This one's tough because I know I don't want to pick against Helix. Helix is a great football team, and they had one of the toughest schedules in the county for sure. Maybe the country. And Shawcroft is legit. He's the best linebacker in San Diego County. Yeah, they have weapons, but I just think that defense of Saints is too strong. It's gonna be a short game. I think Andrew Frost is gonna manage the game at quarterback, and I think the Saints is gonna get the job done.
Fair enough.
Alex, you got something?
My boy Xavier Hamlin going for sure go out there and ball out. I feel like Helix is gonna come go out there and take a team win. Honestly, the score I feel like maybe 27-21. That's all.
So a little bit higher scoring. Okay.
24-21.
Think so? Yeah. Okay.
Oddly specific from right here. Like we're feeling it this week on the picks. Let's hear from you guys though.
I'm feeling more of a Helix just because they've not been doing the best so far. But once you're down, you got to go up.
Yeah.
I got Helix by 10, another really hungry team.
There we go. Okay. Last one. We'll throw in a bonus game here, just because we haven't gotten to talk about Poway yet this year, and they're having themselves a little bit of a season. And Westview took a really tough loss. But shout out Granite Hills for a double overtime field goal for that dub. Poway at Westview, guys.
Poway at Westview.
We'll start down here at this end. Anybody?
Poway.
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 Fair enough. Poway, you got a lot of support, Tommy.
Westview's always that team that ruins people's seasons. Right?
That is very true.
In every sport. So, and they hung tough with Granite.
So this is the bounce back dub?
I'm gonna do it. Westview, I'm gonna do it.
Noah?
I got Poway. I like the way they play football, very physical, and I think they can get the job.
Fair enough. I got to go with the bounce back because that's too hard of a loss last week to take in double overtime to not bounce back with some sort of a W. Speaking of bounce back, Braden Sprennett has been bounced back to being at Cathedral for his segments after filling in as the co-host last week. So let's go up to Braden. Let's hear what he's got. Let's jump. Then we'll go over to you, Noah, for a little RBU. Might have some student reporters come in, and then we'll be back with these guys to get a little preview of what they got going on this week and say goodbye.
How's it going, San Diego Prep Insider fans? Braden Soprano here at Canyon Crest Academy. Take a little break from in between sets here, the Canyon Crest volleyball game against Vista Murrieta. Some intersection battle here in San Diego. To talk a little bit about football, so let's get into last week. Shout out to St. Augustine High School. They held Otay Ranch at 7 yards rushing. Unbelievable job. They've done a great job all season defensively. Shout out to the St. Augustine Saints defense. Christian Patriots, that's the other team I want to talk about. You know, they were able to beat Monte Vista, which was a tough Division III team, and beat them in overtime, which is an incredible feat. They went for 2, rolled the dice a little bit, got it in overtime to get the win. Hats off to the Christian Patriots. And then the other one I want to talk about are 2 running backs that put on a show last week, Elion Noah, Sean Poma. I think you've heard about those guys. They prove why they're one of the 2 top running backs in San Diego County, with so many other top running backs we have in the county. They put on a show. Hard to tackle them last week. Tons of numbers, yardage, and touchdown-wise. It was fun to watch last week for those 2 teams. Let's get into this week's game picks. Coronado at Mountain Empire. I'm going to take the Islanders as they travel up the mountain to Mountain Empire. They're always looking for a fight with Coach Hines. They're going to get one in Mountain Empire. Mountain Empire's got a couple players that are going to give Islanders a little bit of a test, but I think the Islanders get it done. Valley Center at Rancho Buena Vista. Dorian Richardson, second in the nation according to Max Preps in rushing yards. That was according to last week. He put up big numbers again, last week. So look for him to have a big day, but look for Valley Center to get the win. I think they're just the better team in that one. Oceanside at La Costa Canyon, a big-time Avocado League matchup. La Costa Canyon's getting a lot of #1 votes here in the county for the #1 team in the county in our ranking system. But Oceanside's got the tradition on their side. They've played a lot of close, tight games with San Clemente and San Marcos, losing those. But they're on the verge of getting one of these big-time teams in the Avocado League. Look for them to scare La Costa Canyon early, but I think La Costa Canyon holds them off and wins that football game. Let's get to Helix and Saints, probably the biggest game of the week. Helix hanging on potentially to an open division spot, just trying to stay alive in that open division race. A loss on Friday would probably eliminate them, so they're battling for all they can to try to get a win on Friday. St. Augustine comes in 4-0. They're coming off a Loyola win that was impressive on the road and a big time performance against Otay Ranch. That's going to be a really good game. St. Augustine defense versus Elion Noah. My 2 game ball picks of this week. Look for St. Augustine Saints to try to slow down Elion Noah, but I think Elion Noah is just a little bit too much for Saints. Give me the Helix Highlanders in that game. Poway at Westview, a battle of 2 Palomar teams. They know each other really well. Both teams have played very similar schedules so far in terms of tightness and wins and losses. I'm going to go with the Poway Titans in this one over Westview. Couple intersection games. Madison and Vista Murrieta is the one I want to highlight. That's going to be a big-time football game. Look for Madison to get a huge win for San Diego in San Diego County against Vista Murrieta and represent San Diego well. I'm leaning towards Vista Murrieta in this one, but I think Madison has the firepower to do it with a running back like Keenan Christian running in the backfield for the Warhawks. As far as Inside the Huddle podcast goes with Braden Soprano, let's talk about what we're going to have on. We're going to have a couple assistant coaches on. It's going to be assistant coaches podcast this week. Get their opinions on stuff. Get how they work with other coaches, the head coaches, and why they decided to become coaches in San Diego high school football. And then we'll give them the topic of the week, which is also your cited topic of the week. Is it a one-way street when it comes to a gentleman's agreement in a blowout game, or do both sides have to kind of tone it down in order to make it get teams out as quickly as possible? We talked about the running clock and how teams want to get out of there, but if you pose the question of, one team's calling off the dogs and they're going in between the tackles and running the ball up the middle, is it okay for the losing team to stack the box and try to beat it knowing that that's what the team's going to do? We'll get your opinion on that. We'll ask some of our coaches this week on the Inside the Huddle podcast. They're about to start set 3. I better get going. Back to you guys over there at Kearny High School.
What's up, San Diego? We're back with another edition of RBU. We've had our we've had very versatile candidates. We've had the one cut up the field guys like Poma and Bingham. We've had our power backs take control of the clock, Roman Coe, and now we have our all-around versatile back in Davon Jones. Davon, you play all types of positions for Kearny. What is it like for a winning team, play on a winning team, and be a big part of that with all the positions you play?
First thing, probably to the O-line. O-line, D-line, they control most of the game, first of all.
Just playing on this team, it's good because we have a lot of athletes. So really, I just gotta do my part. I don't really have to worry about anything else. So just do my part and we're straight. And you do a lot of that in an offense where it's very pass heavy, and you play all types of positions. You line up at running back, you line up at slot, receiver. You do more things than the average running back has to do. Talk about what it's like being like a receiving type of back, and still, even though it's an offense where they pass out, you're still getting your numbers. I don't know. I would probably say when I came in, I was a receiver, and then I just like at first I wasn't really physical, but now like I'm more comfortable behind my pads. So now I'm more physical and like I can play the running back position. I can get those tough yards. So I think just me being able to catch and that is gonna make me like probably pretty good. So like basically, when you want to think of this kid as a football player, he's basically like Ty Montgomery in his prime, David Johnson, just a receiving back, running back. He could do everything, and he goes all around the field. Kearny, talk about your success with this team this year. Kearny's been they put up a whole bunch of numbers. Modern day, you guys beat them pretty handily. You guys put up 55, 60 points a game. What is it like scoring all those touchdowns?
It gets the crowd definitely going. But I think most of it comes from Coach V. He came in, put in a very high-powered offense. We're more up-tempoed. Most teams, it's kind of hard to keep up with us because we're so conditioned all the time. And just us getting back on the ball lets us produce those big numbers.
And do you have any like goals for the end of the year? I know since you're a multi-dimensional back, do you have like 1,000 all-purpose yards that you want to accomplish? Any goals like that?
Definitely. I told Coach V I wanted 1,000 receiving and then 1,000 rushing. I think I could probably get it, but I'm not too like set on it. It's just if I get it, I get it. You know. But definitely just CIF for my team. You know, showing people that Kearny can compete with like schools like we beat Modern Day. I think that was a big step for us to show people that Kearny's definitely a school to compete with.
Well, Kearny's one of the top teams in D4. They're favored to win the championship, and you're a big part of that. So we want to welcome you to RBU with open arms. Thank you for taking the time with us to spend on this interview, and good luck the rest of the season. Thank you. Throw it to you real quick.
You guys, we haven't given you enough attention though. So tell us a little bit about what you got going on this Friday and what you're thinking about where the ceiling is set for the rest of this season.
To be honest, we have an opponent that this week we honestly think that it's going to be an easier game, but you never want to underestimate your opponent. That's exactly how you get beaten. That's exactly how you lose. So,
that's trap game 101.
Exactly. So today we're just going to go to practice, watch film, and get prepared for this Friday.
Now for you seniors, talk about what's kind of been happening here at Kearny for the last couple of years. Because Coach Gray comes in and things, it was not overnight that you just all of a sudden were winning. But like you talked last year with Brett and Bell, one of the best rushers in the country. This year, 3-1 start. Everything seems like it's coming together kind of nicely. Talk about the adventure for the last couple of years. Whoever wants to start.
Yeah, I'll start. It's been a great adventure. Starting since freshman year especially, we've definitely grown as a family and grown as a team and learned how to win together.
Yeah, because most of our varsity teams have been playing with each other since freshman year, so we kind of have a good chemistry and we know how to work together as a team.
Any last notes? Anybody?
Wait, I got a question.
Tommy?
Do you guys have the best uniforms in San Diego high school football?
Yeah, because those stripes, they're classics.
Yeah, the stripes are classic.
Our away needs are swagged out.
Okay.
The stripes have something to do with the alumni, but they're pretty nice. We made it work out.
Yeah.
You making it work?
We're making it work.
Shout out Kearny High School.
Fair enough. So we'll just end with this. Show them the shirt one more time.
Sorry.
If you want to win, have an elite mindset.
Elite mindset.
I'm not going to try and read that after flubbing Braden's podcast introduction, but I'll end with this. Thank you very much for watching another week of the San Diego Prep Insider Football Show. Thank you to Kearny for sticking around for a little bit. Thank you guys. I don't know where we'll be next week.
You tell us. Actually.
Yeah, come tell us where you want us to see us. Come watch games on Friday. We'll see if Noah's out there at Olympian trying to sneak on and impersonate Jared Desmond again. Anything like that. Thank you very much for watching, and take it easy, sports fans.